Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing splendidly well. For today's valued viewer request, we've got from Hufaltron, cool name. We're in the PAF IAF warfare section. This is biased PAF. Can you create the shooting down of an IAF Mig-21 by a PAF F-86A during the 1971 war? On the last day of the war, two Sabres led by Flight Lieutenant Maksud Amir of PAF's number 18 squadron took off from Sagoda for a routine patrol over the area. The winter haze had not quite cleared up even by midday, so Maksud asked the radar controller for a loiter height of 5,000 feet instead of the usual 1,000 feet for better visibility. With his wingman, Flight Lieutenant Talut Mirza, in tow, Maksud set up orbit around Hasrur, which was on the western edge of the battle area. Number 45 Squadron, equipped with the Mig-21 FL, this is the IAF Indian, was based at Chandigarh. As expected, the reaction was swift when two MiG-21 scrambled to intercept the Sabre combat air patrol. Sneaking in at low level, the MiGs were out of the PAF's radar cover, so the actual ATC or GCI cover, but their VHF radios were under surveillance. How interesting. So the PAF were monitoring the VHF of the IAF MiG-21. The IAF pilot-to-controller conversation was a good enough clue for the PAF controller, Squadron Lieutenant Rab Nawaz, to assess exactly what was going on, carefully monitoring the radio calls for the RATS, code word for the MiG-21 Lancer. He instructed Maksud to fly at combat speed and keep a good lookout. The moment the MiG leader, squadron leader Shankar, called contact with the bogies, Nawaz instantly warned the Sabre pair that the threat was in the vicinity and they better clear their tails. As Maksud threw in a left-hand turn to look around, he was astonished to see two MiG-21s diving down at the Sabres from 8 o'clock high position. He recalls being struck by the aircraft's small delta wings and sleek long fuselages. He also did not miss their desert camouflage, an oddity in the lush Punjab plains. The apparent toy model features of the MiGs, however, made a lethal transformation in front of Maksud's eyes when he saw a fiery streak shoot from one of the aircraft. Inducted in the Indian Air Force as an antidote to the PAF's remarkable F-104 starfighter, the MiG-21 was a far more maneuverable aircraft with few aerodynamic vices. I don't know if that's true. Compared to the Sabre, its small, heavily loaded wings were not suited for tight turning in the horizontal plane, agreed, but it had sufficient excess thrust to lift the fight into the vertical, agreed. Additionally, the MiG's acceleration was impressive and it could catch an adversary as fast as it can move out of its clutches. So it's saying it's a boom and zoom fighter rather than a turn fighter. All things considered, the MiG-21 could fight on its own terms. The Sabre, on the other hand, had few options against the bisonic fighter. Bisonic means it could go Mach 2. Happily, slow-speed combat was the Sabre's forte, thanks to a fine, slatted wing. Being able to force an overshoot was thus the name of the game. With an adversary firing from the rear, the drill is to break into it with maximum rate of turn, thus compounding the gun tracking problem. Incredibly, Maksud hesitated, noticing that the MiG's profile appeared somewhat frontal. He reckoned that enough lead was not being allowed. A good gun tracking solution would require the attacker to point ahead. This would consequently show more of the belly and lower wing surface to the defender. Concluding that he was out of harm's way for the moment, Maksud coolly settled for an energy-conserving hard turn. This would eventually make the MiGs hit a square corner as they ran out of turning room, he imagined. What Maksud did not know was that a K-13 radar-guided missile had been launched and the flash that he had seen was not cannon fire, really. A missile launch would have required him to go for a maddening break, leaving little energy for a fight back. Fortuitously, the left-hand turn had sufficed and he had dodged the missile. It not only defeated the early generation missile, but also cramped the attackers for space. Scenting an overshoot, Shankar eased up for a yo-yo, so when we're going to go up, burn off some speed and then come back down, to give himself enough separation before he swooped down again. A defender endowed with better acceleration could have escaped at this juncture, but knowing his Sabre's limitations, Maksud had to stay on and fight. Under the circumstances, a smart tactic was needed that could throw off the attackers. Maksud picked the barrel roll from his repertoire. The comical sounding maneuver was somewhat of a misnomer in the deadly world of air combat. While an essential of any aerobatics display, the barrel roll had turned the tables on the attacker in many a dogfight. Basically, the roll involves a corkscrew flight path on the inside of an imaginary barrel. Since the aircraft flies in 3 dimensions during the process, the resultant forward motion is distributed or vectored in the 3 planes. An unwary pursuer is thus not able to arrest his rapidly increasing rate of closure. This is exactly what happened to the 2 MiGs that zipped past as Maksud went through the complex motions of rolling, pitching, and yawing while doing the barrels. It's a brake check, forcing the MiG to overshoot. Recovering to level flight, Maksud was in a bit of a quandary whether to fire his 6 half-inch guns or the Sidewinder, which probably would have been an old B model. For the latter, he had to wait some seconds till the MiG had opened up to an optimum range of several thousand feet. Suddenly, the MiG trailing turned hard to the left, and apparently having noticed the Sabre behind. Maksud did not let go of the opportunity. He placed his gun sight over the target and started firing. The bullet seemed to land square behind the canopy, and after just 4 seconds of firing, the aircraft started to trail thick black smoke, because it must have hit the engine or whatever. Maksud noticed something fly out of the aircraft before it rolled over and dived into the ground to a big ball of fire. Perhaps it was an ejection seat that had shot out of the burning aircraft, but Maksud was more concerned about his number 2, who was not visible in the rear quarters. Having stuck around through the arduous manoeuvring as wingman, so following him basically, Talud found it too tempting to let go of the other MiG in front and started chasing it. As expected, the chase was futile, but in a process, he split up with Maksud. Luckily, the 2 rejoined with assistance of the radar controller GCI, who was interrupting the instructions with the relay of the disconsolate MiG leader's calls. Sortie has ejected, Nawaz heard Shankar tell Aramitsa as he kept his ear to the VHF monitor. So, a cool engagement where the F-86 knew their planes really well and the MiGs maybe didn't know their planes so well. The MiGs are obviously far superior to the F-86s tactically if they do boom and zoom, but they allowed themselves to get sucked into a dogfight. We are in a couple of PAF F-86s. RC is going to lead us low through this canyon. Then if I've done my mission editing right, we're going to get jumped somewhere near the mouth by 2 times IAF Mig-21s. Now, to fight these guys, we've got to do 2 things. Well, ideally stay behind them, because they've got missiles and we haven't in this case. I know the PAF did have missiles, but I want to make it as hard as I possibly can. So we're going to have to gun them down in close quarters. They've got missiles, so we need to stay ideally behind them or at least below them. Remember, the MiG-21 radar cannot look down, cannot fire down. No sighting. Should have bumped into them by now. Well, give them a few seconds. They might still be coming. It's hard to know exactly where the mouth is on the map. Round, valued viewers, let us know if you see IAF interceptors.
Oh, Jason, this is my bias. Left, right. You're spinning around.
Turning. Right, below them or behind them?
Yeah.
RC's out, but don't worry, Cap's still alive. I wanted them followed you in.
I couldn't control.
Alright, this is going to be interesting.
Good low.
Cap comes with his guns. Look at that thing climb, amazing.
Coming out.
Smash one! Right, got to find the other guy. Got to get below him, below his radar, so he can't get me. Oh, where could he be?
He's gone higher than the other guy.
Oh, good. He can stay up there then. I'll wait for him to come down.
Kind of to your right. About 3 o'clock
Looking
now.
3.
Keep coming lower.
Right. And get down so he can't fire at me. And I'm going to lead him in.
No, parachute. Where are you? He's coming up on your 6.
Of course he is. Yep, Tally. Right. Stay low, Cap. Don't go high. Yep, I'm all over him. Well, he's all over me actually, but it's all good. Okay, I'm going to out-turn him now, valued viewers. These tiny little wings trying to deal with me. Okay, he's overshot. Try roll into scissors. He's not going to play ball. It's locked up. The whole plane's locked up. Folks.
That's what happened to me.
Maybe I oversped this controls or something.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Okay. Just lack of training with that aeroplane. Okay, well, we killed one, and then we just both crashed. Because we are Grim Reapers at the end of the day. Should we give it another go? We've got time. Let's give it another go. Eyes on a swivel, as they say.
I got them. They're coming up on our right.
Right. Intercept. Following your eyes. No eyes.
Yep.
Yeah. Right, Tally. Let's go. Head on. Dogfight. Right. If you're going to follow them up, don't follow them up too high because they'll just outrun you and then shoot you down.
Yeah, they're going high.
Well, they've got to come down, back down for us. Okay, I'm going to outturn this guy. Okay, I'm head on. Okay, I've got both of them on me. It's good, it's good. Okay, I'm in a turn fight. Oh, this is where the Sabre wins. Right, do not overspeed cap, do not overspeed cap, do not overspeed cap. Okay, they're both in prey formation. Okay, I've already outturned them. Heading in for a kill. They're a little bit, they're above feet wet. Sugar, I lost him. I was following you. That's never a good thing. Right, I'm just going to keep your wing.
Got him right behind us. That are
turning hard.
7 o'clock. Coming up on me.
I drew it.
Yep, just went by behind me 6.
Okay, I'm getting low. God damn it, I'm blind to a goddamn bat today. Got one. Oh no, that's you. I can get you every time. I see them.
Right in front of me right now, right my nose.
Yep. I'm going for the intercept now. Okay, he's going high. I think I might get a shot on him. Just watch out for the other guy because he could easily put one up our tailpipe now. Guns, guns, guns. Get some. No hits. Firmly on his 6 now, though. Cap. Going in for a kill. Damn it! That's frustrating as shit. Okay, I'm still on him, I'm still on him. He's not going anywhere. I don't know where his mate's gone. Fire at will. Bit of a noob, I don't know why he's not burning, but obviously wants to die. Oh, we are creaming him.
It's...
God damn it, it's the luckiest son of a... I don't know how we managed to miss that, but...
He's gotta be hurt.
Okay, well I'm in scissors, so tell me he's not just disappeared again. He has disappeared again. What's going on today? Right, I've just found another guy. No, I haven't. That's Ladybird on my screen. Sugar! We've lost them both. Again, we are the worst dogfighters in this video game, I swear it. That's you. Oh, he's dead.
Me, I think.
Yeah, we're chasing each other.
Oh, is he dead?
God, what? Okay, we don't know how. They just both died. We didn't even shoot them that time, but I think that's the end of it. Shows how effective a Sabre can be against a Mig-21 with a crap Mig-21 pilot. They were crap Mig-21 pilots rather than booming and zooming. Obviously, they tried to get into dogfights with us, where their plane is essentially hopeless, and where ours is excellent because of our wing and whatnot. Anything to add to that?
Nope.
Hope you enjoyed that and see you later.